So I'm going to tell you that I don't think competition is bad. I think it feels uncomfortable, but I think you don't even know your potential and you're already running. This is August. You've only had the device since May. So we're talking 3 months. The other company that's doing all this advertising, they're doing you a really, really great service. You know what they're doing? They're creating lots of awareness for you for the need of cellulite, loose skin. They've created a lower price point than what you're doing. I think it creates lots of potential opportunity that you could potentially differentiate without competing. When I'm in this little town that I'm sharing with you, I probably have 50 med spas in the area. They all do something similar to what we do.
Yeah.
When you decided January to start with Neve Skin and then in May to bring on T-Shape, tell me from your business perspective why you made those decisions. Tell me about what were you hoping to accomplish and tell me about your existing business before that.
When I actually saw all the advertisement on the Neve Skin, and I know we had already read all the predictions as far as body contouring and how it was a pretty good market. And we were doing great with clientele now. So then we were like, well, okay, let's get the Neve Skin because he contacted me and he said, well, Katrina, we're launching a new device. And it's the T-Shape 2. And, they showed me all the information on it and how revolutionary it was. I was like, oh my God, this thing is like a jewel. I had a gastric sleeve. So I went from 226 pounds down to 150. I have loose skin. So looking at a personal aspect and knowing that I know of so many people that have had the same surgery and doing GLP-1s. This machine works well with cellulite and tightening the skin. There's so many people dealing with this issue. We should be able to knock this one out the park. Plus, it was something that I could benefit from too. And I know how an individual will feel when they have like bat wings on underneath their arms, flappy arms and cellulite thighs.
This device, both the body shaping helps solve your own problem, which, as women, we all have similar. We're all fighting gravity and aging, and you made a significant change. And therefore, this would potentially be your solution.
I would like to create a similar environment where a person could come in are not 100% proud of their bodies. I said, I think I would want to create an environment where I can cater to individuals to help them feel good about themselves. What a perfect job for me would be to have a client come in. I'll be in a position where I can actually help people feel good about themselves. And that actually excited me, and it was great. And that's why I actually started. I felt that I was happy helping other people meet their goals. I was happy that we were, helping people to feel good about themselves.
So, how do you find clients now?
Marketing company, we could help you. So of course I was excited, and so we signed up with them. At first, like in July, we had lots of bookings. And we sold three packages. So
Yeah, what were those packages? Tell me about those packages.
They were the 6 session packages that were going for 1,800. So we did sell three of those packages.
And that was to a Facebook lead.
Yes, but August kind of like died down, and they're running a special for us for $199. 8 people to come in, but if it was only for the $199, we couldn't convert those into package. And the crazy part about it is that everybody saw great results, but they would not convert over to a package, and that just blew my mind because the results were phenomenal. I have told my staff today, I love how your team does your social media. So I had to tell them this is what y'all gonna have to do too,
So yeah, you're talking about my clients' organic content and my staff. So you know what? The way I see the marketing. So when you pay growth now or an advertising agency, you paid ads, that's like advertising. And it's important because that's stopping scroll on their phone. That is getting people motivated and like urgent. I'm going to get this discount. I can't wait to try this. This is my contact information. And then there's the organic marketing, which is what you're talking about, where it's like you're educating your following or those that are looking, like what the experience is like, what it's like to be a client of yours. And so those should be fun. Like try to get your staff to like show how much they enjoy their job, maybe feature like you enjoying a treatment by your staff. Make that, I really do like to use my organic social to make it like, fun teamwork, or showcase my clients and whatever initiatives they have. Now,
Yes.
I would like to take some time to like quickly, because you shared a lot of really great insights, but I would like to be, we're limited on time. And I want to make sure that you get some really great insights that you can hopefully execute and start working on in your spa. One thing that I was trying to get to when I was asking you about the differences between the other business that's nearby and yours, and I was trying to identify differentiation. Like, what is your purpose? What moves you? And what I heard is there's this really sleek, professional, great, busy franchise that's doing a ton of advertising. What I gained from that was like there's probably a lot of perceived traffic, but what they lack is Katrina. And so when you shared with me about Katrina's story, you shared this, you saw the opportunity of being a client in a spa as an opportunity to solve your own problems. And if, gosh, if we have these problems, there's somebody out there like me, and I'm going to build the service that can meet and serve this audience. Your business is very different than the other. And so I don't want you to think moving geography is going to fix the problem. The current problem is you haven't shared your story to your prospects and your audience. And maybe you've shared it, but it still needs to constantly be communicated. And by your story, I don't necessarily mean I have these services, I provide this care. I mean, like, what moves you? For example, my name is Katrina. I got into this industry because I was retired and looking for something. And what I was looking for was services to make me feel important and relevant. Retired, and I left my identity and my sense of being for a new journey. And what I found was a desire to serve people like me that are aging and want to age gracefully and be surrounded by people in the community that want to know other options for looking good and feeling good that doesn't always require something completely traumatic, painful, and invasive. That's why I created this business back in 2022. It's evolved organically because as I got to know what I needed, I found people that were looking for these services, and it expanded from like, steaming to sauna to red light to like enjoyable types of services. And it even grew from there because then people wanted to do waxing and wanted to like do like more invasive things that are not invasive, more progressive things like body contouring. In the beginning of this year, January, and I'm like speaking as if I'm you, because I'm just practicing so you can see.
I like that. I hope you can send me this recording, but go ahead. Go ahead.
Around January, I started looking in the mirror and I started, seeing I should be celebrating because I have lost such significant weight.
Yes.
Partly with help, but then also with, a little bit of focus to make sure that I'm able to leverage all the tools and the investment of my procedures. And I was like, I'm in the industry. I've got resources. Let me go find more progressive resources. And that's when I discovered, the knee skin, cryo skin, body shaping, and T-shape. And that's why I decided to make a significant investment in people like me. People like me who have done like, gastric bypasses or, GLP-1s, people like me who have like lost weight because they're carrying around physical weight, emotional weight, mental weight. And when I unloaded that, I found layers, rolls, skin. And now I'm tucking things in that I didn't even know. And I'm feeling older because, quite honestly, when I was a little bit larger, it filled all these areas. And now I have wrinkles and I'm feeling like I should be celebrating, but I'm feeling frustrated. So I made this major investment and I'm just inspired to find more people like me, people who just want to show up and serve the community with a big smile and tons of passion and potentially be my next friend. Can't wait to serve you.
Oh, I love that. Yes. Are you going to send me this in the recording?
Yeah. So Katrina, did you feel that?
I did. I did. It actually felt wonderful because really you converted what I feel and felt so easily. And I think that's not something that I could do easily. So
Sure,
that's
we can
fine.
do this because this is on Zoom and it's recording and it also will send you meeting minutes. But I want you to say that. I want you to be humble and approachable and sincere and share your reason, not your service and your price. They are here because they saw your face on social media. They saw your room. They saw your pillow, your compression therapy, and they resonated with something they saw. Maybe they saw one of the millions of ads that are being generated by the franchise. But when they went to their phone, they said, find a spa like me. 5 showed up and they saw your face and they remember something that you shared, like your sincere story. Competition doesn't really matter because you know what? You're not really competing. You're actually not even competing, Katrina. You gave up. You didn't even share the story. You're selling services and trying to find people and their wallets. And I'm trying to share with you that if you communicate your purpose and the problem you solve for a very specific person, it will resonate with somebody on the other side more deeply than a generic ad. And I can tell you, there's so many generic ads that I don't believe. Because we're so overstimulated with things we see. The things that are scroll stopping are the things that are real. Like
Yeah.
like when I talk and I pause, like when they know that it's real.
Yeah.
This is Katrina in her beautiful wellness center in Huntsville, Alabama. And I'm debating whether I should move to this other sterile location where there'd be better foot traffic and a medical experience. But I created this environment because I want people to feel comfortable. I never feel comfortable in a doctor's office. I actually think that's why people like coming here. You're
Yeah.
you're the girlfriend with all the really cool tricks. I want to go to your place.
Okay. I like that. Yeah. Okay.
So number one, your story, nail it, figure it out, practice it. Not practice it like this in a mirror, practice it talking to people, your sister, your mom, your next client, the person sitting there on the compression light, the LED thing. I want you to walk over there and be like, oh, thank you so much for coming here today. I know that I see you all the time doing the red light therapy. It feels so good, doesn't it? Why do you come here? Well, I saw an ad or my friend came here. I'm doing the red light therapy, but now I see you do all this other stuff. What is it you find about my business that is bringing you here, not there? When you ask people why they showed up here and not there, they are selling themselves. So,
Okay.
so instead of talking at people, I want you to ask them questions.
Okay.
And when they answer your question, I want you just to acknowledge what they said and ask another question.
Okay, I can do that.
If you're talking more than 5% of the conversation, you're selling them. And I want you to listen to understand. Not because I want you to listen and understand. When you're listening to understand, somebody feels heard. I feel heard. I feel like I got to share my voice. I got to like Katrina cares like why I came to her place. She cares how I found it. And I was surprised because I followed my phone and it came to this beautiful place that feels like home. I come because of red light therapy and my, cancer is at bay, but I really want to be proactive. So I never have any other scares in my life. Um, I do these things because, I, have some, concerns around like maybe I'll have to do surgery or liposuction, but I really want to avoid that.
Hmm.
When you allow somebody to share without filling the gaps,
Hmm.
they share more. And when they share more, they feel heard. When they feel heard, they feel validated. When they feel validated, they think you understand. When you understand, they trust you. When they trust you, they will buy anything from you. You
Okay.
can't go from problem to trust that fast. It
Mhm.
takes time of you listening and letting them share.
Okay. Okay.
And for you, this should be very simple. It'll be a new, I mean, first of all, it is difficult because it's you're in the service industry. You left one service industry and you came to a wellness and spa service industry. So you invested passionately into tools to help people. So it's difficult for you to be like withholding a solution. But I want to tell you, when you listen, you're going to pull not this solution, you're going to pull like these solutions. So you have to like dig a little bit, let them share deeper. And the way you do that is by asking questions
Hmm. Hmm.
them, why is that important? How long have you had this concern? Why did you not get that addressed yet? How difficult has it been wearing this extra weight? What have you tried that didn't work? Hey, why are you here, not at that other company that like I see all over Instagram? Did you go somewhere else and came here? What other options are you considering? Who else needs to help you make this decision? When you ask them and you become like problem hungry, like seek their problem and like really, really try to get to know that problem like it's your new best friend. It's not just inches, Katrina. It's insecurity they've been carrying around since their kid was born. Well, he's in college now and they can't find themselves. When you get to that kind of conversation, then the rest is like, it'll be $3,000 and I'll see you every week for the next 12 weeks. I can't wait to see your transformation. So you can show up in life feeling amazing. It's not about the T shape. It's not about the new skin. Those are tools. This is about you and your desire to help somebody. You just got to find out how you can help them.
Okay, I can do that.
Okay. The one thing I want to spend some time on is so we discussed your story, your emotional story, so you can better communicate your vision and why, so you can get people on board of like resonating with you. We talked about how to have more, emotional conversations during the consultation. So that way you can better understand the problem. You want to move from just the superficial problem of like cellulite, loose skin. That's what they're going to say at the very beginning. But you want to know how the real problem is. The real problem is like I've been looking at doing surgery and I don't want to. I, did GLP-1s. I'm carrying rolls instead of like fat. I'm embarrassed to take photos, so I always hide behind the kids. Like, how are they compensating for these problems? Like that's where you find out. Did this cellulite just show up overnight, or they tried every trick in the Google and in TikTok and they can't get this resolved? Because when they identify how deep the problem runs, how heavy the problem is, how valuable it is, how hard it's been to solve it, that's when they understand because you brought them through that journey. They identified it. You want them to share that, not you to say that.
Yes. Yeah, understood.
Okay. Now, advertising. You said you spend $1,200 or $1,500 in the agency and $1,000 in ads.
Yes.
So, and are you doing that? You're still doing with growth now, and you're going to continue?
August has been very slow, so I'm not sure yet. Can
Okay.
you have any suggestions? What are you using?
So, well, first of all, I would say you should advertise.
Yeah.
Just because one month is slow does not mean it's not working.
Yeah.
Your ads, your leads that see it today will buy in September, October, November. You stop advertising, you're basically dead on. You're like basically don't exist on social. And unless you have a large following on social and a very active in-person event initiative, it's going to be very hard for you. I personally spend about $2,500 in advertising agency, and I spend somewhere between $2,000 to $4,000 in meta ads.
Oh, wow.
So I
Okay.
spend a substantial amount of money. The reason is because you know what? Just because somebody doesn't buy today, they might buy later. I have many clients that are like, "Oh, I'm going away." They're going away really crazy expensive places, by the way, and then they show up in September. But the reason is because you haven't even understood how to convert a lead yet, Katrina. You're learning. This is new to you. You just got body contouring devices in January that are like at a higher caliber. You just got this amazing Rolls Royce of a consultation of a device for T-shape, and you've been scared of the competition, thinking that you've been spending all this mental energy on like, how do I fight the competition? How do I move 20 minutes over? When I'm telling you, you haven't even started.
Oh, wow. Okay.
You see
Okay.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Don't give up because you're just getting started.
Okay. Well, I'm going to keep that motivation. Okay.
You just getting started. What I'm trying to say is you just today learned how to talk about the real story rather than going selling $1 services per hour. Do you see the difference?
Yes, I do. I do.
That's significant. So instead of taking transactions, I just told you how you can sell and have an emotional relationship with somebody that is relates to 12 weeks of services that they're paying for. That's very, very different. It's high level, but you know what? It's scalable and it's sustainable. Selling services for like $30 massage or $100 massage, selling like red light therapy, unless you're doing something of an emotional engagement, they're just buying transactions. And
Hmm.
that's kind of like, that's always like, a revolving door of like trying to continue to keep somebody. When you have an emotional engagement with somebody, kind of like, I mean, is there something that you do that you like, I've been with ABC person for 20 years. It's usually like the person who does your hair. Like there's this inherent value that is built when somebody knows your problems and your emotional connection. They're going to buy the entire store of services, not just the T-shape, not just the knee skin, the cryo. And that takes skill. That's the purpose of this conversation.
Yeah.
I'm pretty direct because I'm pretty direct about this. So like, people don't resonate if they like pats on the back and they want me to like say, good job, keep going. That's not me because you know why?
Yeah.
You're spending a lot of money and you're scared and it's time to figure this out because you got a major big vision. Your
Yeah.
2020 vision was like, hey, I'm aging and I'm retiring. This should be like the time where I'm like having my entrepreneurial like highlights and my self-care is in my business.
Yes. Yeah. Understood.
Okay. With the consultation,
Hmm.
um, I can walk you through in another call a little bit more of the like role playing it and like giving you more execution on how to make that play. But the recording had those questions. So like I gave you the questions.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So if you look at the recording, you like lay it over, you can like play it slow, you can write down our conversation. The meeting minutes I'll send to you also have a list of questions and you could just run the play, ask the questions, and then revise them based on like what works for you. But in any, the questions that I ask in this industry, like the shaping and the beauty, the same questions I ask in the consulting business, in the coaching,
Okay.
right?
Okay. Cool.
So
Yeah.
same. Did you see how in the conversation you did a lot of talking and I only spent the last like 15 minutes coaching?
Yes. Understood. Yes. Yeah.
Because you know what you did? You sold yourself on the need for whatever it is I was going to share. And the way you did that is by feeling like somebody heard you. That's the secret. So it's natural for people like us to just want to educate and share because gosh, I spent all this millions of dollars for these resources and I see your problem because you told me I want to fix it. You can't help somebody who doesn't want to be helped.
Yeah. You can't. You can't.
So and they need and when they say they want their wrinkles or their inches because that's what they saw on Instagram or Facebook, that's a 199 service. You
Hmm.
didn't you didn't actually build trust to earn the $3,000 package yet.
Got you. I got you.
All right. And you're just getting started. So don't measure your self success based on what you think the competitor is doing. I want you to think of that competitor is like doing you a great job. You know what they're doing? They're doing a ton of repetitions at volume. They don't have a Katrina who cares deeply about their business. They're a franchise.
True. Okay. I like
Those
it.
people on those pretty young faces on their Facebook and their Instagram are generic. Those influencers they hired are just random people that like free treatment. They're not the $3,000 client that's coming weekly. Don't compare yourself to something you see because that's not what it is.
Okay.
Think about you and what you're doing and share that purpose proactively. Stop limiting yourself based on what you think somebody else's success is. Don't count other people's money. Don't count other people's success. Don't count other people's problems. Ask them when they come in for your experience.
Okay. Got you. Okay.
And thank the I'm telling you, competition is the best thing. You know what? Because there's gonna be more people looking fantastic and searching cellulite in your area. You should be happy to get their overflow. And by the way, increase your prices. You want to be higher than
Okay.
because they're a franchise.
Yeah.
The franchise model is very different. Yes, it looks nice, sleek, and fancy, and with like big marketing dollars. What they lack is heart. The reason the reason they lack heart is because the people go through the franchise at high volume. They might have one Katrina employee like person over there, but that person is temporary.
Okay.
Um,
Okay.
they are looking at it from a money perspective. A franchise is all about streamlined process, make sure it works, all metrics, and there's probably some big shot at the top looking at numbers and driving margins. They don't have somebody there bleeding, hugging, caring, offering new solutions, creating something just for the person. They're doing a cookie cut experience.
Okay.
Charge. So I'm going to challenge you. Charge more. You want to? Why? Because then they're going to say, "How come you're more expensive?" You want that conversation. Invite the conversation. If you're cheaper, you're less worthy. You're more expensive. You're more valuable,
Okay. Got you. Okay. Okay.
and you have less overhead.
Of
Franchise
course.
is
Yeah.
expensive to start. They're not even their overhead is not going to be seen probably from year 5.
Yeah.
So although it's fancy and it looks really nice, their margins are so small, it takes a long time. So increase your prices because you want people to go, hey, Katrina, I really want to come to you. But you know what? Your ad is a little bit more expensive. It's cheaper than but your package prices. Well, that's because I pour into them so much differently. I have no idea what they're doing next door, but I know what we do. Our clients come to us, they get the red light therapy for free while I'm doing the thing. They get to sit in the red light therapy while I do their consultation. They get to experience this unlimited when they come for, this.
Okay, I like that. Okay.
All right.
Okay. Yes, thank you. Thank you. So how does this coaching work? So what is next? Would we talk again?
So you got my first time offer.
Okay.
Which was, usually the standalone price. I price my coaching exactly the way I do my clients because I want to teach you through the experience. And also because if I'm here, I'm not there. You got the first time offer, which is like 50% off because you're an artist partner. Many of my clients are actually, their coaching is being paid by somebody else. For example, like Redefine Growth Marketing will pay for the coaching for their clients of mine. So if you wanted, you could ask your advertising agency, say, hey, Stacy is a great coach. You might want to work with her because then if we work together, the advertising agency wants you to be successful because you know what happens when you're not?
And then I break my well, I do not continue with their advertisement.
Yeah. So if the advertising agency wanted to cover the cost, they absolutely can.
Okay. Okay, cool. So that means now what is the cost if they are not willing to cover the cost?
Yeah. So the other way is like if you wanted similar experience like this one-on-one, it is $27.50 for like 3 months. And what we do is we move all of the consultation, like the coaching up front, because then you're executing in the last 2 months. So like, it's basically the same as doing like a package for contouring. So you either pay per call at $350 or you pay per package, which is $27.50 for a 90-day experience.
Okay. Okay.
It's a major commitment, but I can tell you, from having gone through this with some of my clients, they don't have somebody like this that they can, pressure test their ideas, come up with real examples that are actually working. But it's also not necessary, Katrina. Like I wrote a book, I have it Audible, I have tons of online like YouTube videos. So it's not necessarily required. There's other ways to kind of get access to some of my insights that don't require a one-on-one, investment like this.
Okay. Yeah, I actually purchased your book when you first announced that you were getting your book on Amazon. So
Yeah, so you can crack the book open or just download the Audible and you can listen while you're reading. You can listen to my Audible and then you can like pause it and then take notes in your book.
okay, sounds good. Well, I will get back with you soon on because I will talk to Growth Now Media, and and explain the your coaching and the pricing, and give them your information, and have them contact you. And depending upon that result, if they are willing to, that would be perfect. But if not, then we would go. I would talk to Dr. Paget, who is my partner, and we'll decide on moving forward.
Amazing. All right. So if you also want to share our recording and the notes with your doctor, is it a him or her?
Him, I will. I will.
Yeah, that would be fantastic because then you can both talk about the same conversation. You see what I'm saying? You can
Oh,
make it more worthwhile.
okay, sounds great. I can do that. I can do that.
Amazing. Okay. Well, it was such a pleasure to meet you, Katrina. I do think you're just getting started. So don't hold yourself to a standard that's unrealistic because you don't know you have no idea what kind of success. Everyone always says they're more successful than they're actually going. They probably have lots of bruises. But you're purpose driven. So stay true to your purpose.
Okay, thank you so much. Okay.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye bye.